Here are the 2023 Sunraysia Safari Rally, Wentworth in Western New South Wales. My second crack at a safari event. Obviously we've got the two Subarus here, our production-based Subarus. Dad having a run again after having lots of experience in safaris around the country. It's only my second run. Last year was a pretty awesome debut. Only did a couple of days based on the rain that came through, but finished fifth outright. So we'd like to be better than that this year. We've improved a few little things on the car, our new Crosstrek and the new livery and stuff, all looking stunning. The team done a great job. So in for 4 days of the toughest rally in the country. I think it's over 900 competitive Ks, as well as nearly similar for that in transport. So plenty of hard work for the team, the crew, the drivers, etc. on this really tough event. So big adventure coming up.
Come to a pretty tricky navigational spot, so there's a few different routes and options for cars and bikes to take, so it should be interesting. Cross country, it's pretty rugged out here, and there's a bit of a rough section too, so seeing what lines everyone takes is going to be quite fascinating and tricky to shoot, but should make something pretty interesting. Spot. Yeah, it was cool, real red sand and really rough, so cars were lifting up a couple wheels, so yeah, good shot to start the event.
Come on safari, he says, it'll be fun, he says. I'll drive bloody flat out for 4Ks in a big straight line.
A couple of kilometres, I'm thinking, what am I doing here? Yeah, anyway, good job.
Yeah, oh, we got it here anyway, that's good.
We limited ourselves to 180. Dean might have
limit yourself to 100.
Yeah, because it was pretty too fast. It was too fast for old guys.
It went really well, to be honest. We probably couldn't have done much more. It was 96 kilometres, some really fast sections, so that takes some time to adjust. I haven't really done an event since this one last year. It looks like we might have got second, which I'm a little bit surprised at, possibly through people making a couple of mistakes. Sam and I, and particularly Sam, did a great job on the notes. There's a lot of navigation in these style of events, and we hit all the junctions and didn't really lose much time there. So it's probably a good first stage we could have hoped for. I still see myself as a bit of a rookie when it comes to this style of event and things. It's only my fourth ever safari stage when you think about it, even though they're big, long kilometres. But I feel like actually what we took away from last year of just how to approach the junctions and to work with Sam has played a part. So look, it's a brilliant start. Still lots of work to do. Obviously it's very early days and there's some really good cars and some experienced campaigners out there, but yeah, really pleased with the way the day started.
It was faster than suits us and faster than suits me. I only drive once a year, and the first 5Ks I just struggled to get used to the speed. And we made mistakes last year early on, so we didn't want to make mistakes this year early on. So we nailed a time home. It's not something I'm proud of, but it's a good enough time for tomorrow, so I'll go with that. struggling with front suspension issues. We suspected there was a problem yesterday, and now we know there's a problem. We're going to try and swap out some suspension at this service. Hopefully we can get it done without any penalties. But there's certainly a problem, and it's been very, very rough. And yeah, the suspension's not playing the game, and it's knocking us around a bit, and it's a little bit dangerous for us because the car just won't handle properly in the rough stuff. So we've had to be a bit cautious.
It's continued to be chaotic. You know, Travis's who led and they've got lots of experience, they were the car in front of us. They punched it early in stage one, we went in front of them, we overshot, we sort of tagged with them the whole way through. I think we got fourth overall for the stage, but it's very hard then. We didn't have any results and we're sort of out on our own with no one behind us to really gauge, you know, exactly what pace we should go. So we've just done the 70k stage, probably got fourth in there as well, I think, overall. So I don't know where we are, probably in the top three still and in the fight, but I'm just trying to, we're trying not to make any mistakes, keep it, you know, keep it clean and tidy and stuff. So it's, it's a long way at the end of the day. So there's lots of people having problems. So far, I should be happy. You know, I'd like to be a bit further up, but just trying to dictate pace. Yeah, third stage today. We're only about 37 odd kilometres in, and we're actually in this tricky junction. He went the wrong way for a little bit, turned around, but on the way back, luckily in a way, at about 40 k's an hour, the steering just went. Obviously the wheels pulled forward into the guard. Didn't know what the problem was at the time. It was like the sump guard was rubbing or hitting, but I knew I'd lost steering, like a puncher maybe, but pretty dramatic. When we jumped out, it's actually happened at the right-hand lower control arm, where it sort of connects close to the board, and it was actually just sheared off or basically broke. So we don't have any steering clearly, and the wheel's back right up in the guard. We looked at options to try and strap it to get through the last 70 k's and try and limit the time loss and things, but just with the brake that it had, it's just too difficult.
From the Poon Carey lunchtime service, things weren't all that good for us, and I think I was a bit dejected, get knocked around a bit with our suspension not working, but we put in some second-hand suspension that we've been carrying around as spares, and things really improved for us, and we got some confidence back and carried some good speed, and I think we possibly might even be in third or fourth outright by now. And that's by virtue of the fact that we've had a reasonable day and a lot of other people have had one drama after another.
Yeah, it's been all hands on deck since we've got back into service. Obviously, the decision's been made to try and crack on, continue. It's part of the safari. We're not out. We get a maximum time, so we'll be an hour behind where we sort of would have liked to have been. But there's still plenty for us to learn and do. But just hats off to the guys. I mean, it's freezing cold out there at the moment. Today was 4 seasons in a day. The wind is up, and they're persevering trying to do oil changes out in the wind and getting all these things done, lower arms in it and new drive shafts and stuff ready for tomorrow. So hats off to the team, the service crew who do an amazing job. We can never thank them enough.
You get it all done?
Yes, all done, fixed, ready to go. We start tomorrow.
Drove 2.5 hours for one photo, so yeah, safari, hey, it's pretty crazy, see the cars once, drive back, huge day, but yeah, that's why we do it, it's pretty wild. Yeah, Dean's definitely having a crack going for stage wins, so that's cool. And then Rob was actually quite fast too, and yeah, both made for pretty awesome photos.
There are two stages, 192 and about 92, so nearly 300 competitive Ks. In the first one, it had a lot. Well, I mean, just it almost had like beach-type tracks and high, fast, open speed, ducking and diving. Like if you be bothered looking 2 hours of onboard, you just see that this stage had everything. The good news was, and probably a little surprise to me, is that we won the stage. So it's my first Safari stage win, which is awesome. Probably a little unexpected, but it all went well, and we didn't really make any mistakes, and it was a solid stage. That was awesome. And then in that 90k stage, we were third quickest, so that was really quite fast stage throughout, not as much navigation and things. So third on that, I think, puts us as the leaders for the leg, or the winners for the leg, which is a nice little feather in our cap.
For us, maybe we dropped from 4th outright to 6th outright, but we were probably expecting that because we had a couple of people very close to us overnight that had made some mistakes yesterday, and obviously they didn't make those mistakes today, and they're just a little bit quicker than us. But I'm hoping we can consolidate into 6th place and get a good finish. During the long stage, I got a very hard whack in the floor. It sounded very metallic, and I wondered what that was, but upon getting to the surface, I noticed there was a hole in the floor you could just about stick your fist through, between my feet and my crutch. So I'm thinking it might have been a star ticket or something sticking up out of the road, which is very scary when you think about it. But yeah, we've bashed it flat and taped it over, so it's not too bad.
Today's a massive day. We've got the first stage, 241 Ks, a bit of everything. It's a massive, massive task. So, and we're leading from the front, so it's going to be a big job. But we'll be up. We can do it.
Broke a spring on the shock absorber there. That's okay. We finished the day like that. Otherwise, no, all good.
Yeah, geez, wasn't that a challenge? 240 Ks, didn't really suit our car all the way. I made a couple of errors on the road book, and we did a couple of circles here and there, and we got a bit lost, but recovered them quickly. But yeah, tough stage, got past a couple of times, passed a few people. We got there in the end, but look, a stage like that, you've got to get to the finish, and yeah, I think we're 4th fastest through there, which is probably kind to us, but you're happy to be here at service. 68 Ks to go and about 15 gates.
Have a good run. I'll let them have their moment.
Have a good run, Dino. Thank you. Sam.
I'll do my moment now. Yeah.
See you.
These are the expectant wives.
Here it comes.
Thank you, Philippa.
Well done. Well done, Chris.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, good on you.
Awesome effort, well done.
Sitting in the car going, mate, it's just a gate.
Well, what do you have the two together? That I'm going, what's Sam doing? He had one closed and one open. They were swinging like in the breeze.
Don't even ask about it.
Obviously bounced back after that control arm with a great day yesterday. Today was tougher, 240 Ks. We were fourth quickest, which is good, and in the last 70 we were third quickest. We just broke fourth gear, so we're probably lucky to be here, to be fair. So lived it through. There's some disappointments in there because of course you always want to get an outright result, but I think we might have snuck into the top 10, which is a great fight back. And every stage we finish inside the top 4. So to be honest, if you'd offered me that at the beginning of the weekend, I would have taken it. So delighted. Dad and Chris did a great job on the Forester. I think they're possibly 5th or something like that. So to have a couple of cars in the top 10 after the toughest rally of the year, you can't be too unhappy.
Well, we just about filled the brief. We came here to start 2 cars and finish 2 cars, and Dean certainly showed some pace and led the event at different times, and won a stage or 2 outright, and the Forester finished 6th outright. So I suppose we've got to be happy, don't we? Certainly they looked the business in the stages. There was any number of people who just kept coming up to us during the event commenting on how they couldn't believe how well the cars went in the rough stuff and the long and tough stuff. As 1,000 competitive kilometres where both cars just shone brilliantly.
Did you learn anything about the rally yourself or the cars?
Yeah, I learned not to come back.
That 250 kilometre stage today and in a road car, and it would probably take us 5 hours, and you'd be gobsmacked that a Subaru can get through there. So like I said, that's one of the cool parts as well.